let's get started. Okay, so my voice is a little bit short. I've been talking quite. My cousin is currently with me. Well, he's not with me right now. He's actually at the parade, but he told me that he will come back around midnight, so in 2 hours. I have turned off the alarm when the doorbell rings, because doing parades like this, usually there are assholes that just ring the doorbell and just walk away. So I won't hear it. I will eventually receive a text and a call from him saying like, hey, I'm on my way, hey, I'm downstairs, open the door. So if we won't get this stream done in the next 2 hours, then yeah, I will have to let him in, and his friend as well. Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that. For now, we get there when we get there. So let's just see who the author is. I believe that's pronounced Sul. We have the author called Sul right here. Let's see all the SCPs that they wrote. Oh Jesus, they wrote quite a couple. From the looks of it. Yes, this will be my first one of their work. This will be my first, I assume. I'm not sure if no. The first SCP of their work. There's a couple more. Actually, they wrote like, what is that, like 4 of the SCPs we get to read today? Respect. 4 are they all like within there's some years of time between them. Interesting. Okay, well, Soul, you wrote office furniture. Let's get started, shall we? So let me go to live. Alrighty then. Let me see if that's. Let me just test something real quick. Hey, yeah, you guys can see that. You're not supposed to see that. There we go. But it's out there now. Good. We're ready. Office furniture. Object class. Safe. I also learned from reading with Rika that I do read way too fast. And that's because in my head I'm thinking I have to read 10 of these things and interact with Twitch, with the Twitch audience, that I want to just rush through them, and that definitely like swallows up some of the words I'm saying. So I do apologize for that. I will try to improve, because at the end, for people who do not watch this on Twitch, or people just watch this on YouTube and have in the background, but still understand some parts of it, I understand that I'm reading too fast. So I will try to improve on that aspect. So let me just try right now. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. All instances of SCP-2130 are to be sent to storage location 73-E, an automated storage warehouse in the Texas desert. Storage location 73-E is to be monitored via CCTV. Guard presence should be minimized where possible. Any further testing of SCP-2130 must not be conducted at primary Foundation sites and requires Level 3 clearance, particularly any tests involving human subject. Oh, okay, so there are... Looks like not every test requires human subjects, but it happens. SCP-3311 is to be monitored for any instances of SCP-2130 produced by its effect. Okay, looks like there's some crossing the stream kind of deal happening here. Description: SCP-2130 is a collection of standard office furniture, each item of which affects brain function in humans near the item. Oh. We had another office furniture SCP, the one that transforms the office room itself. Or like, it's more like it creates like a wormhole in the office room, basically, to a different reality. So this is definitely already a different step. The magnitude of this effect varies based on the subject's underlying personality and a number of SCP-2130 items in proximity, but it is characterized by increased impulsiveness, reduced social inhibition, and inaccurate perception of risk. This is particularly evident in the subject's assessment of the value of human life and health. So it's sapient. Okay. Was it sapient? I keep like mixing them up. Sentient, sapient. Sentient is when like it's aware of things, right? And sapient is if it's like it can feel things. Like sentient is like understanding of things, and sapient is understanding of, or like feeling of things. Is that, am I right? SCP-2130 instances have been implicated in more than 84 Foundation injuries and fatalities. But the fact that it's object class safe, there's quite a lot of injuries and fatalities you got there. And there's a footnote too, so this does not count Class D casualties, as had been deemed too time-consuming to determine the influence of SCP-2130 on such a large sample. I thought it meant Class D, D class casualties. Oh, so these were all like researchers and doctors and agents potentially. That is that's scary. That's scary. Okay, let's go on. SCP-2130 instances operate by emitting kappa what? Instances operate by emitting kappa radiation in a form which interferes with the subject's neural oscillation, while other psionic and cognitive anomalies also produce kappa radiation as a benign secondary effect. The method by which SCP-2130 generates such radiation is unknown. What the hell is kappa radiation? I'm gonna look that up. Is that a real thing? Well, there's kappa distribution and there's kappa particles apparently. I hope that this SCP explains to me what the hell kappa radiation is. The anomalous effect is not permanent, and removal of the affected items will result in the subject's behavior returning to normal. To date, the following instances of SCP-2130 have been identified and moved to storage location 73-E. So here are the following instances. We have 1 waste paper basket, 27 standard office chairs, 12 laboratory benches, 42 computer monitors, and 17 fire extinguishers. And we have the selected test logs and a site director communic access requires level 4 clearance. But let's see what the test log has to say. Test SCP-2130-23 on the 3rd, 14th, 2014. Subject C-1296. Procedure. Subject, a Foundation Research Assistant, was introduced to a room containing an instance of SCP-2130 lab bench, on which was placed a non-anomalous chef's knife. Subject was informed that the knife was a newly identified SCP candidate object which could cut through any material and never become blunt. Subject was asked to devise an experimental procedure to test these anomalous properties. Result: the subject proposed immediate testing of the knife on human flesh and bone. Wow. Observation team approved the testing protocol, which was carried out on D8477 and then repeated on D8488, D8489, and D8490. For verification of results, observation team noted that the subject appeared to show no concerns of the slaughter of Class D personnel purely for the purposes of a simple experiment. Analysis on supervisor review, it was determined that the properties of SCP-2130 had affected the observation team as well as the subject. Changes to experimental procedure proposed. That makes, now I understand what. Yeah, of course, because that's part of the inaccurate perception of risk. Like, as in, like, they don't see cutting up D classes as something you should not do, you know. They lost all sense of of morale and protocol and all that, and ethics, because they just didn't see it as like as a problem. And of course, people can argue to me like, well, the D class is Afro. Of course, they're not going to see it as a problem. But at the same time, the Foundation has stated like you cannot waste D class members, especially if it's preventable. You should not just like they're not a sacrifice. They're just a means to experiment without losing good people. Hey, I popped in here a bit late, but I'm gonna keep it in the background. You're not late at all. I'm still in the first one. So far, it's all about office furniture that basically take away your perception of things. Like how dangerous or how risky or how ethic something is to do. Plus, they have something called copper radiation, which I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, you haven't missed much. I'm still in the first one, but hey, Howard, I appreciate you every time when you show up, because I do know like it's a lot of work to wake up for these streams, and yeah, it definitely helps me as well with having the motivation to keep doing this. Now we have test number 25 on the 3rd, 24th, 2014. Subjects, randomly selected Site 73 research assistants. Procedure, as per tests 23, but testing room located to storage location 73-E, with observation team monitoring remotely from a location confirmed to be free from SCP-2130. Results, compared to a control group, the experimental group was were significantly more likely to propose testing of the knife on live humans before testing on inorganic material, plants or animals. In addition, the experimental group were more likely to propose immediate testing to see if the knife could, amongst other things, cut through multiple Class D subjects simultaneously, the doors of containment cells currently in use, anomalous items or entities, particularly those of Keter class, uranium atoms, and the fabric of reality. You should probably stop testing with this thing, man. Like if people immediately tell you like, hey man, I kind of want cut dimensions with this thing, then I feel like you should, that's the moment you're like, okay, you know what, testing's over, we're done, we're good, we're finished here, we understand how this thing works. Analysis. The observation team immediately notified the site director of the potential contamination of experimental protocols by SCP-2130. On return to Site 73, the observation team amended its report to request that SCP-2130 instances be stored in or near Keter class containment units to reduce the reluctance of D-class personnel to work with dangerous items. Request denied by the site director. But let's hope they don't do any more experiments with this thing. Site director communique. Access requires level 4 clearance. Okay, what do you have to say, site director? Maybe the site director is also affected. Maybe that's the problem here. From site director Site 73 to all site directors O5 Council, date 7th, 18th, 2014. You may know of our discovery of SCP-2130. What has not been disclosed to staff is that every instance of SCP-2130 identified to date has been recovered from within Site 73 itself. That first waste paper basket was inside my office. The affected furniture has been traced to a range of security-cleared suppliers, and investigations into the original manufacturer are ongoing. The result is that SCP-2130 instances are probably unnoticed in many Foundation sites. We have reconditioned scanners that help detect them, but background K radiation at Foundation sites mean we need physical contact with an object to get a clear reading. We are now scanning all new deliveries to Site 73 as well as checking individual items across the site. This is consuming a high level of resources, but I have classed this as a priority to be exercised, and I strongly urge you to authorize similar measures across the Foundation. The reason should be obvious. Number 1, SCP-2130 undetermines the Foundation's purpose by fostering a cavalier attitude to containment. If safety ceases to be our utmost priority, we fail in our task. Number 2, subjects tested with SCP-2130 also demonstrate reckless disregard for Class D personnel. I know we sometimes need to put them in harm's way for the greater good, but these are human lives in our hands. Even if you don't agree with me on humanitarian grounds, you have to bow to the economics. With fewer Class D casualties would reduce Foundation costs and improve productivity. Number 3, conducting research in the presence of SCP-2130 instances leads to a range of dangerous behaviors, including unnecessary cross-testing and experiments that appear to any rational mind to maximize the chance of death and injury to Foundation staff and civilians. It's clear that the Foundation's security has been dramatically compromised by an organization with great expertise on anomalies, huge resources, and a purpose inimical to ours. Removing SCP-2130 instances from all Foundation facilities should be high on our collective agenda. Request detection of SCP-2130 to be made priority to be at all sites. SD-73. I'm currently catching up with all the Marvel stuff because I want to be caught up before I watch Deadpool and Wolverine in the cinema. I'm currently watching Secret Invasion, so I'm a bit influenced by Samuel L. Jackson. It's not perfect, it's not his perfect cadence, but I definitely try to influence myself with how he usually speaks. From O5 Council, date 7th 18th 2014. My question tonight. SCP-2130 does not justify priority to B. Individual sites may conduct scanning as resources allow. Current Class D turnover rates considered acceptable. We don't see anything unnecessarily risky in the Foundation's current approach. Okay, sure, if you say so. I acknowledge your decision, but given it's a stupid... Wait, how did I go again? I acknowledge your decision, but given the fact that it's a dumb decision, I intend to ignore it. Something like that. I completely forgot how the quote goes. Because that would be my... that would be my response. Here we go. I recognize that the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I have elected to ignore it. That's the one. That's what I wanted to say. But butchered it like a fucking idiot. Okay, Psul. That's an interesting start. I gotta say, it's also interesting, why does the O5 not see this as a dangerous thing? Because, if you think about it, it literally makes everybody just feel like we're disregarding human lives. It doesn't matter if it's the D class; it can also just be anybody else. They literally will not care about the morality of their action, or the consequences of the action. And the O5 is just like, no, we don't see any problem with that. Maybe because the real way to deal with it is just don't experiment with it, just leave it in the room. But the site director has a point, because at the end there are some more of these anomalies out there. So if there's more of them out there, could be more people just randomly stabbing each other or bludgeoning each other. And nobody's going to be fast enough to react to it. Because maybe they don't know about it until it's too late.